Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on cultural differences between Iceland and the US. The reason why I'm doing the US is because the vast majority of my subscribers are from the US. However, I do want to do more countries in the future. Also, a huge disclaimer, this video is not this is how Iceland is better than the US or this is how the US is better than Iceland. This is not that at all. This is just some things that I find interesting, some things that you guys might find interesting. This is not me being rude or disrespectful. Just so we are clear. Since you clicked on this video, I am guessing that you are interested in Icelandic culture, so I do want to mention this book right over here. This book is full of stories that happen here in Iceland. For an example, chapter 4 is about an avalanche that happened when Gunnar Andrei was younger, and it's just spectacular. So he and his friends basically got stuck between two avalanches, which is something that doesn't really happen in a lot of countries. So it's full of stories and locations that are really beautiful if you do want to come here to Iceland. And Gunnar Andrei has a map of all of the places that he talks about, so it's really cool to be able to like visit these places if you do like buy this book and come to Iceland. Gunnar Andrei really goes into so much detail about Icelandic culture, and he talked about elves and trolls and Vikings, and it's just, this is such an Icelandic book. It's a pure Icelandic book. On the front it says Icelandic Viking philosophy for conquering the challenges of business and life, and that is exactly what this book is about. So buy this book, take a picture of it, use the hashtag and tag me, tag Gunnar. You can buy a message from the middle of nowhere on Amazon, and it is honestly super cheap. You can also buy this book in bookstores here in Iceland if you do come here. So yeah, pause this video, buy this book, the link will be in the description box, and then you can continue watching this video. I have a list of things that I'm going to talk about. These are in no particular order. I also want to say that a lot of these don't apply to all of the states in the US. These are just things that I've seen in movies, TV shows, from other YouTubers. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be ignorant or anything. I just have my things from, you know, mainstream media. So the first thing is that Icelandic teenagers start working a lot earlier than in the US. Teenagers in Iceland generally start working around 14, 15. And correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like most teenagers in the US don't start like working until they're like out of high school, or maybe have a summer job throughout high school. At least that's what I have seen in movies and TV shows and stuff. Teenagers in Iceland usually work with high school. They work often during the weekend and also maybe 1 to 2 times per week with school. Number 2 is gun control. It is very difficult to get a gun here in Iceland, and even the Icelandic police do not carry guns. I feel like guns are a lot more accessible in the US. When I, a person from Iceland, is watching a movie where a very normal human being has a gun in their bedroom or a gun in their home, I am just like guns scare me so much. However, I do know that this is a very sensitive topic. I do know that people have guns to protect themselves, but I'm just really scared of guns. Number 3 is that we call everybody by their first names. Yes, everybody. Teachers, doctors, politicians, even our president, we call everybody by their first names. We don't have miss or ma'am or sir or anything like that. This is not at all the case in the US, and I've seen so many TikToks of people like pranking their teachers by calling them their first names, and the teachers getting like really angry. Number 4 is that we do not wear shoes inside. I'm not 100% sure if this is accurate, but I've seen so many times in movies and TV shows that people just walk into their homes in their shoes. Don't you have to clean your floors like every day if you're wearing shoes inside? That's just asking. Here in Iceland, we always take our shoes off as soon as we walk through the door. We leave them by our doors, and you know, we wear socks inside. our homes. Number 5 is that we do not have carpets in our homes. I know for a fact that so many homes in the US have carpets, and I just don't understand. We people in Iceland have wooden floors or tile. I would say 80% of people have wooden floors in their homes here in Iceland. When I was in, where was I? I was in Las Vegas in 2017, and we were in a house where everything was carpeted. I kind of get it because it's super comfortable, but it's probably really hard to clean. So number 6 is maternity leave. The paid maternity leave here in Iceland is actually 10 months. The mom gets 4 months, the dad gets 4 months, and the remaining 2 months is just up for the parents. From what I could find, the maternity leave is around 6 to 18 weeks in the US. It differs from in which state you are. I wish I had more information, but I really could not find any information on this. Number 7 is grocery bags. In Iceland, you actually have to pay for plastic grocery bags. It encourages people to have their own like recyclable grocery bag with them when they are shopping. I don't know if this is everywhere, but when I was shopping in, I think it was in LA, the person was putting things in like 5 plastic bags instead of just 1. Why can't you just have thicker plastic bags? Why do you have to use 5 bags for like 4 items? Number 8 is that the legal drinking age in Iceland is 20 and the legal drinking age in the US is 21. I feel like Icelanders party hard, so it's very common for teenagers to start drinking even at 15, 16, 17. Yeah, I feel like that is a lot earlier than in the US. Number 9 is that nudity isn't as a big of deal here in Iceland. We have open showers, open locker rooms. We all shower together in a huge locker room, and we just don't care. Being naked in front of strangers in locker rooms is not a big deal here in Iceland, like at all. Number 10 is that tips are not required here in Iceland. Tips are always included. It's not a thing here in Iceland, so when I travel to countries where you have to tip, it gets very confusing. So if you are here in Iceland, you don't have to tip, so you can save your money, and yeah, don't tip here in Iceland. Number 11 is transportation. Transportation. Yeah. We don't have railways, we don't have Uber, we don't have a lot of things. What we do have here in Iceland is buses and taxis. That's it. I would recommend personally to just get a rental car if you are traveling in Iceland. It's honestly just the most convenient way to travel here. Number 12 is that we have a lot smaller food proportions. When I went to the US, I was shocked at how big the food was. Our food proportions in Iceland are a lot smaller in like restaurants and stuff here in Iceland. So yeah. Number 13 is that people in Iceland usually speak at least 2 languages. People often speak around 2, 3, or even 4 languages here in Iceland, while in the US people might only speak 1. Or if they are from other countries, they will speak English and their mother language. And of course, I know that people learn Spanish in school, so not discrediting anyone, but I'm just saying people in Iceland know Icelandic, of course, and also English. And we are also taught Danish from a very early age, and we also have to learn a 4th language when we go to high school. So then we have to learn Icelandic, English, Danish, and then we have to choose between German, French, Spanish. Yeah, I think German, French, and Spanish. So yeah, people usually speak a lot of languages. Also, it's very common for Icelandic people to know Norwegian or Swedish. So yeah, we have to learn a lot of languages here. Number 14 is that we do not have alcohol or medicine in grocery stores. You always have to go to a separate store where you buy medicine behind the counter. Also, if you want to buy alcohol, we have also a separate store for that called Vínbúðin. So yeah, you cannot buy alcohol in grocery stores. You can only buy sodas and stuff, definitely not alcohol. So yeah. Number 15 is saying sorry and excuse me. First of all, Icelandic people aren't rude. This is just really not a part of our culture. When someone is walking past you, like in a grocery store or just in a public place, Icelandic people are not going to be like, oh, sorry or excuse me. However, people in the US say sorry and excuse me over everything. And I'm not saying that it's a negative thing. It's obviously to be polite, but it's so weird for us Icelanders. Icelandic people don't say excuse me or sorry unless it's absolutely necessary. Even if I bump into them a little bit, it doesn't matter here in Iceland. I know this makes me like seem very rude, but this is just not a part of our culture. So yeah. Number 16 is that we do not have accents. Obviously there are so many accents in the US, and you can kind of know where a person is from based on their accent. That is not a thing here in Iceland. However, there is one place in Iceland which is called Akureyri. There people pronounce certain words in a kind of different way than anybody else. It's not really an accent, but that is the closest thing that we have to an accent. Number 17 is honking in traffic. I feel like Icelandic people don't really honk their horn whilst driving unless it is absolutely necessary. I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but when I've seen like movies that are maybe happening in New York and there's a lot of traffic and everyone is basically like stopped because the traffic is so bad, why is everybody honking? Who are you honking at? If you're stuck in traffic, honking isn't going to do anything, right? Icelandic people don't honk their horns at anybody unless they're doing something wrong, if they're not paying attention, if they're possibly putting someone in danger. Like, we don't really honk our horns unless we have to. I'm really sorry if this is not true. This is just something that I've seen in movies. Maybe this is very stereotypical for New Yorkers. I don't know. Don't like come at me. I'm not sure. Number 18 is water accessibility. In Iceland, water is basically free. It's so accessible. You can have water, free, clean water anywhere. If you're at a restaurant or anywhere, you can ask for water and it's free. And you can take as long hot showers as you want to. However, in the US, you kind of have to save water and you can't take too long hot showers. So yeah. Water is very accessible and cheap here in Iceland. Number 19 is store hours. We have so few stores that are open 24/7, which is very different from stores in the US. I feel like a lot of stores are open 24/7 in the US. Store hours are very different here in Iceland. Most grocery stores open at around 10 or 11 p.m. and they close around 6 to 9 p.m. So just be aware of that if you are traveling here. And number 20 is very, very random. it is that quotation marks are different in Iceland. So, you know, quotation marks in English are like this, but quotation marks in Icelandic are like this. So that's something that I notice a lot, especially when I'm reading, because I read books in English and Icelandic. Whew. So yeah, whoa, that was very aggressive. And that is it for my list. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you guys learned something new. And again, a huge massive shout out to Gunnar Andri and his book, A Message from the Middle of Nowhere. Don't forget to buy it. I will have the Amazon linked down below in the description. Also use the hashtag message from the middle of nowhere, post it on Instagram. If you do buy this book, tag me, tag Gunnar. That would be awesome. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you later. Goodbye.